In the spring of 1946, a quiet town on the Texas-Arkansas border changed overnight. Young couples were hunted on dark back roads. No witnesses, no warnings. Just sudden violence and a killer who always seemed to disappear before anyone could stop him. Police were overwhelmed, the public was terrified, and the truth slipped further out of reach with every attack. Even now, no one knows who he was or why he did it, so the question is simple. What really happened in Texarkana? I'm Logan.
And I'm Ben.
This is Tinfoil Talk.
I've got a fun little thing to kick us off, right?
Okay.
I'm riding down the road listening to a podcast a few days ago, and they start talking about this death row inmate and like everything that the whole process of being on death row and yada yada, how long it can take. And a thought popped into my head, something because we've covered the death penalty before and we've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we never have really gotten into is the last meal. I would like for you to tell me, what would your last meal be? And I want you to break it into kind of two different ways, I guess. First way, no limit, whatever you want. Second way, you get one entree, one side, one drink. Lay it on me.
Wait, so okay, make sure I have this right. You want like a traditional, like full course meal, and then you want just what else exactly?
So I want to know what your answer would be depending on if there's like a budget or not.
Okay.
So you're on death row. They tell you one of two things. Either A, you can go all out, get whatever you want, or on the flip side of that, they tell you can only get like one item plus a side and then a drink.
Okay. So if there were no budget, my last meal after I've murdered 37 people.
Oh my God, I was thinking 37 before you said that.
No.
I swear to God. I was going to.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Continue.
Anyways, it would be just the juiciest ribeye. Like, I want the biggest, juiciest ribeye you can find. Medium rare, a little bit of blood. I would like just a big, fully loaded baked potato.
Sour cream, bacon,
everything.
Cheese, yeah.
All the toppings you can get on the baked potato, I want them.
Okay.
And give me a beer. Give me a couple beers. Make it 2. Fuck it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. If money were a factor,
that's all you would get?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a fantastic last meal.
Okay.
If money were a factor, if I was in a poor prison,
I'm going to give you a budget. Okay.
Okay.
$25.
$25. I want you to go to Whataburger. I want you to give me a patty melt, a large fry, and the biggest Coke Zero they have.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now it's your turn.
I've had a lot more time to think about this.
Yeah.
So I'm a little more prepared. For my last meal, I'm not necessarily thinking about whether or not I'm being wasteful. So I'm going to go similar route. I want the biggest, like 30-ounce ribeye, medium rare, butter basted. I want a side of onion rings.
Ooh.
I want a few beers as well. I also would like a pound of king crab. I would like sushi rolls.
Oh.
I would like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bucket of fried chicken.
Oh my God. You're not going to eat all this?
No, of course not. That's why I said I'm not really taking like wastefulness.
So this is
account.
just one last fuck you to the taxpayer.
Well, and yeah, why not?
Wow.
Yeah.
After you've murdered 37 people.
Dude, I've murdered 37 people. I don't, like me in my current state, I know I'm not going to waste all that food. But putting myself into the mentality of somebody who clearly doesn't really give a shit about other people, yeah, I'm going to go all out.
You have thought very in depth about this.
Well, you have to understand my job requires that I drive all over both the states of Tennessee and Alabama. So sometimes I just have hours at a time to just stare at the road. And once this thought crossed my mind, I was just really going to start cooking up.
Wow.
An answer. Yeah. And
I imagine you just white knuckling the steering wheel, thinking about food all day.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no good restaurants. I'm starving. I'm pissed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Now, if there is a budget, I'm actually very similar to what you said. For the budget, you said you wanted Whataburger. $25, you can get decent sized steak, just, Walmart or wherever, local meat joint. side of homemade onion rings, big ol' ice cold Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Yep,
Okay.
Dr. Pepper.
It's not
Maybe
bad.
maybe a Mountain Dew Baja Blast from Taco Bell, but it has to be specifically from Taco Bell.
Onion rings on both.
Mhm.
Onion rings with the big meal and onion rings with the small. You like onion rings?
Best side in the world.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Onion rings are phenomenal. I cannot personally think of a better side.
See, so we both come from a Sonic background.
Yep.
A little bit of insight for you guys. We both worked at Sonic together
Yep.
with a handful of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been fired multiple times over
Oh, yeah.
for idiotic stuff.
Should have been charged with crimes.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah, anyway,
yeah.
continue.
We won't mention anything that happened on the podcast.
We won't be self-incriminating here.
No. It's hard to beat for me a nice medium chili cheese tot.
Okay, yeah.
Little diced onions on top of it.
Look, man, I'll die on the hill. Sonic's the best fast food restaurant.
It's not, at least around here.
I'm putting it up there. Like, I'm a big Chick-fil-A guy, too. I put it in the same conversation.
Chick-fil-A's overrated.
I can stand behind that, but I really like Chick-fil-A.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't deserve the hype that it gets.
That's fair.
Whataburger is better than Chick-fil-A. Whataburger might be better than Sonic.
I'm going to have to obscenely disagree with you there.
Wow.
Better? No, I mean, Whataburger's good.
It's better than Chick-fil-A.
I do like Whataburgers. It's like 3 chicken tenders, barbecue sauce, Swiss cheese on toast. I forget what it's called. It's like the barbecue chicken sandwich, I guess, but it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Zaxby's has something similar with the 3 things and then the sauce on top. I like Zaxby's fries.
I love Zaxby's Zax sauce.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, and the toast in there with the little... Wow.
You dip that... Yeah.
Wow.
When their fries are seasoned right and they're fresh, difficult to beat.
Yeah, I agree. We spent 7 minutes talking about food.
Yeah. We are a couple of large boys. Tell me about this beer you done.
Let's talk about beer.
I
am so excited about this beer.
Oh, yeah?
So excited about this beer.
It's under a napkin, so I'm intrigued.
I'm going to let this build a little bit. I got a velvet napkin over the over the beer.
Remove that lid.
You ready?
I'm ready.
We got Walmart beer, baby.
Oh,
Walmart beer. I think it's here. I'll hand this to you.
Brewmaster Light. I thought this was Bud Light when you first ripped it out.
That's what it's marketed towards.
Ah.
This is Walmart Bud Light. Brewmaster's Light American Lager. Brewed the American way using the finest hops and grains. It looks identical to a Bud Light can.
Yeah. I mean, this literally, I thought it was. It looks like the old Bud Light can, though, back when they were blue. Well, I mean, let's not waste any time here.
Where are we brewed, though?
Yeah, it's a little dark in here. We killed the lights.
Irwindale, California?
Irwindale, California. So this, when you say Walmart beer, this is like their...
It is my understanding Walmart owns the brewery.
Okay.
So this is Walmart's beer.
Okay.
They have this one. They have one that's marketed towards like people that enjoy Corona or Modelo.
Okay. So and like a more like limey, I guess. A little more stout of a taste.
Sure, yeah. Like a Pilsner.
Yeah.
And then they have one that is marketed towards Michelob drinkers.
Oh. Interesting strategy, to be honest.
It's the highest selling beers.
Yeah. Let's see.
Crisp. Okay.
Yeah, okay. On the crack test, I'm going to get a little smell. It smells like a beer. I don't know. This is going to, you know what? My initial thoughts going in before I sip, I'm already getting PBR vibes. Just cheap.
Yeah.
Let's get it, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
That's a beer.
That tastes like Bud Light.
This tastes like every light beer ever.
It tastes specifically like Bud Light to me. It's not bad. I could drink that.
I would actually say that's really damn good.
So, I got a 12-pack. Guess how much I paid for a 12-pack of this beer?
Let's see. Right now, 12 packs are like $14-15, I think. Around that. I'd guess around there. $13-14.
$10.
Is that right?
For a 12-pack of this beer.
I can't hate, man. That's
I mean, $10, 12 beers. It tastes like a Bud Light.
this tastes like kind of a mix of Bud and Bush to me.
Mhm.
I'm getting some Bush tones in there.
It's not bad.
Mm-mm.
I could drink that. I may get another 12 pack at some point.
I think we should crush all 6 or all 12 of these before we even get into the topic.
Just pause the podcast, drink 6 beers apiece, and then start recording again.
on an empty stomach and see how that goes.
Let's do it.
It'd probably go about like how the end of the Solder Children went.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
You know,
Apologies to anybody that listened to that episode.
I found myself, like when we couldn't record last week, I found myself not wanting to edit some of the vaulted episodes because I've heard the audio difference.
Yeah. I had that thought whenever you first said something about the new mics, and I was like, but some of the episodes that are in the vault are on the old mics.
Yeah.
So if we upload something on this and it sounds way better, and then we like upload a vaulted episode, it's just going to sound like shit. So maybe we have to just scratch the...
So
or we can recover them maybe down the line.
That's what I was going to suggest. Like, way later on down the line, we may just re-record those. Because I don't remember really what we've recorded in the vault.
We've got... Oh my goodness, I did one of them. I can't remember his name. The guy that went missing in the field. Brian... Oh, shit. Remember, he just vanished.
Yeah.
And just, he tried to call his dad. He thought he saw cell tower or something.
I don't remember his name. We did the Chromatorsk incident with the Russian apartments.
We did do that. Elisa Lamb.
There's more. That one went
up. That one went up, yeah. There's definitely more.
There's at least 5, I would think.
I've got them in a folder on my computer, but I don't remember. Anyway, speaking of covering topics.
Yeah.
How about you tell me about the Moonlight Murders?
Let's do it. But of course, before we do that, we're going to rate this beer.
After further review, we've done the thing that we are just not ever guilty of.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, man. It's going to get an annoyingly good rating from me.
Wow.
Because I, for one, am not a huge Walmart fan for a lot of reasons, but this is good. I know you're an employee, you're a Mr. Walton over here. This is damn good beer, man.
Let me hear it.
This is gonna get like an 8 from me, man.
An 8?
Yeah.
Wow, so an 8.
An 8. This is what I would give. I would rate this the same as a Busch, Mich Ultra, Bud Light, Miller Lite. It is a really good beer. I don't taste any noticeable or significant difference. So what do you give it? I mean, I feel like an 8 isn't too crazy for just a standard good old light beer, you know?
See, to me, it's a beer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go a 7.
Okay. So is that what you would give, like, any other light beer?
No, Busch Light would be a 10 out of 10.
Realistically, what makes it... If I gave you this and I gave you a Busch Light, I don't think you could tell them apart.
But see, there's this thing called brand recognition.
Yeah.
I've made memories with Busch Light.
Right.
This is the new kid on the block.
But in a blind setting, I don't think either one of us could tell them apart.
See, this is a question for the beer bracket.
It's a good point.
So
we need to make that happen.
Yeah, we do need to make that happen. This summer, we will plan out the logistics. We will make that happen.
Okay.
Coming to you this summer, the beer bracket. 2026 Tinfoil Talk beer bracket.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I think we've touched on what that is and how it operates a few times.
If you've never heard us mention the beer bracket before, this is your first episode listening to us.
Yes, that's a fact.
All right. You ready to get into the story?
I'm ready.
Okay. On February 22nd, 1946, Jimmy Hollis, age 25, Mary Jean Luray, 19, were both in the middle of divorcing their spouses. They both got married during World War II, and neither marriage worked out. By this point, they were in the final stages of those divorces, and they decided to go on their first real public date together. It was actually a double date. Jimmy's younger brother Bob came along with his date, Virginia Lorraine Fairchild. The four of them went to the movies and saw Three Strangers. It's the name of the movie. They didn't see Three Strangers.
Okay. I was going to ask what that meant, but thanks for the clarification.
Name of the movie. After the movie, just after 10 p.m., they grabbed something to eat at a drive-in restaurant.
So, we're getting divorced at 19 years old?
Mhm.
It's the 40s. Post-World War II. Yeah, okay.
It was apparently a thing. A lot of people got married during the war
Mhm.
and then just split up after the war.
Well, a lot of people got married before the war, too. I think, literally just to say they got married. I mean, they're going off to fight in a war, so there's a good chance they don't come back.
Probably
so.
scared.
Oh, terrified, yeah.
But yeah, that's where we are with these two.
Okay.
Both going through divorces, decided to go on a public date, a double date.
With younger brother Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Where do we rank Bob on a name scale?
Oh, it's low.
It's pretty. I was gonna say 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10?
Yeah,
it's low. It's like white rice.
it's a horrible name.
Yeah.
Whoa, white rice.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I love white rice, but it's not. There's no like pizzazz to white rice.
Well, you can give it pizzazz.
Well, Bob is plain white rice. That's what I said.
So you're giving white rice a 1 out of 10 rating?
No,
as a food?
No.
All right.
You ranked Bob 1 out of 10.
So what do you rank Bob?
White rice.
1 out of 10 scale. What do you rank Bob?
Bob?
Yeah. If you have a son tomorrow, you gonna name him Bob?
Absolutely not. But that doesn't mean I want to rank it 1 out of 10.
All right, fine.
It's white rice. We need Bob's, but Bob needs some pizzazz.
Okay, I can live with that. You're right.
After dinner, Jimmy dropped Bob and Virginia off, and then he and Mary started the drive towards Hooks, Texas, where she lived. Around 11 p.m., Jimmy turned onto New Boston Road, which would eventually connect to Highway 82 West, which was in the direction of Mary's home. But instead of heading straight there, they made a stop.
I see where this is going.
Do you?
Well, maybe not by that look you just gave me.
We got some quotes coming up. I want you to read those, okay?
Okay, what kind of accent you want?
Um,
We're in Texas, so you want a good country?
Use your imagination, but do keep in mind, like you said, we're in 1946 Texas.
Yeah, okay. I know exactly what kind of accent I'm going with.
All right. Just off New Boston Road, down a dirt path called Richmond Road, there was a well-known lover's lane, and that's where they pulled in. They sat there for a while, just talking and enjoying each other's company. Eventually, they got out of the car and were standing outside, looking up at the night sky. Out of nowhere, a bright flashlight hits them about 20 feet away up the dirt path. And behind that light, a man starts walking towards them. He's wearing a white sack over his head with eye holes cut out. Jimmy could see the outline of the pistol next to the beam of the flashlight, and then the man speaks.
Take off them fucking britches.
So I'll read Jimmy. You keep reading the attacker, okay?
Okay.
Jimmy, thinking this had to be some kind of mistake or maybe someone messing with him, tries to talk his way out of it. Fella, you've got me mixed up with someone else. You've got the wrong man.
You didn't give me an accent. You just straight up talk like a fucking normal person. I don't want to kill you, fella, so you better do what I tell you. Take off your goddamn britches now.
At that point, Jimmy complies. And immediately after that, the man pistol whips him twice. Mary later said the sound was so loud, she thought he had been shot.
God dang. The sound of him hitting him with the pistol, was that loud?
Yeah, the sound like a pistol on skull. She
oh my
thought
goodness.
He had been shot in the moment.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
In his underwear, too.
In his underwear. Pants around his ankles.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
That's we call that an ATL where I'm from.
What's that?
That is an all-time low.
We're from the same place. I've never heard that before.
You want to continue with the...
Okay. The man starts beating Jimmy. Mary, thinking this is a robbery, hands over Jimmy's wallet. Then she drops down, trying to help him, but now the gun is pointed at her. The man tells her to stand up. Then, very calmly, he gives her a single command. Run. Mary runs initially towards a ditch and into a nearby field, but the man yells at her again.
Not that way. Run up the road.
So she does. She spots a parked car up the road and runs straight towards it, hoping someone's inside. But when she gets there, it's empty, and within moments, the man catches up to her. He asks her.
Why are you running?
Distraught, she tells him, because you told me to. He calls her a liar, throws her to the ground, and then sexually assaults her before taking off on foot.
The hell is wrong with this guy?
That's the question we asked in the intro.
Good grief.
Yeah. So I don't know if you picked up on it there. What we got a whole section dedicated to what I'm about to get into. There are similarities between this guy and a pretty well-known serial killer that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
okay.
Did you pick up on anything?
I did
in
not.
that? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Good deal. Keep that.
Okay.
When Mary is finally able to get herself together, she runs to a nearby house.
So he just let her go, let her be.
He assaulted her and then he just left.
Jesus Christ! Oh yeah, you just said that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Golly, man, it's just
took off.
So what happened to? Or I guess you're gonna get to what happened to Jimmy.
Yeah, we'll go
Okay.
over what happened.
Goodness
after this.
gracious, man.
The homeowners call the police. Meanwhile, Jimmy regains consciousness and manages to contact Sheriff W.H. Presley. The descriptions they gave the attacker don't match. Mary says he was a light-skinned black man. Jimmy says he was a tan white man. But they do agree on one thing. He was about 6 feet tall. That's the only thing they got remotely close to one another when they gave their descriptions.
Man, and I watched or listened to a podcast once about, like, if you ask people that are a part of a traumatic experience to, like, recount their point of view of the thing, you will almost always get a ton of different stories.
Really?
Yeah. Because the brain, like, the way it operates in a traumatic moment, it will try to suppress things that it doesn't want you to remember, or it'll change things. So, like, somebody robs a store, 5 different people see it, you're going to get 5, like, close descriptions, but
Right.
like, it's like they're saying, she says it was a black guy, boyfriend says it was a white guy. So it's like the brain just plays a trick on you. It's trying to suppress what's happening, so maybe it's just trying to change things. Or
just like everyone's trauma response is different.
Right.
So like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But it is interesting. She says light-skinned black man. He says tan white man. So
Yeah.
we're not talking like a very dark complected black man, and we're not talking about a very white man.
I mean, those two skin colors are relatively close.
Yeah. But yeah, him being about 6 feet tall is the only thing that they can agree on at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. Despite everything, law enforcement at the time believed Mary knew who the attacker was. This was something that was pushed pretty heavily in the Phantom Killer by James Presley. That's our source for tonight. They thought this was like an ex-boyfriend or perhaps Mary's ex-husband.
Yeah.
They pressed that. They didn't have a lot of proof, and given what we're about to talk about, I think it's safe to say Mary had no idea who this guy was. Just a random attack. Sheriff W.H. Presley, that
I was about to ask if there's a relation.
Yeah, that's his nephew, I believe.
Wow.
It's his nephew that wrote the book.
Interesting. What an homage to your uncle to write a book about him.
Yeah. Or
at least a story he's involved in, maybe not necessarily about him, but
definitely worth a read. If you want to read it, have the book, give it back. But you know what I mean.
We'll see.
You still have my meditations book, by the way.
I do. I have not got around to it yet. I apologize.
Borrowed it like 3 months ago.
It was not 3 months ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
No,
it was the last time I was here.
That was for the Super Bowl,
which was like what, the 3rd week of February?
It's first week of February.
First week of February?
Yeah,
that was a month and a half ago.
Almost 2 months.
Whatever.
I'm never going to see the book again.
You will.
No.
You know where I live.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to come take it.
You gave me a look after you said that, and I didn't like it.
About a month later, on March 24th, another couple, Richard Griffin, age 29, and his girlfriend, Polly Ann Moore, age 17, went out for the night. They had dinner at the Canary Cottage just outside the city on West 7th Street. Like Jimmy and Mary, they were also a part of a double date. After dinner, Richard and Polly went to a movie and then made their way out to another lover's lane on a dirt road just past a cafe on the edge of town. And from that point, we don't really know what happened. That's where we can track them. And then beyond that, pretty much speculation.
Good grief.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're about to get into what happened to them then.
Yes. Yeah. But according to James Presley's The Phantom Killer, their bodies were found the next morning. Richard was in the back seat of his car. He had been shot twice in the back of the head with a .32 caliber handgun. His pants were pulled down around his ankles. Polly-Ann had also been shot twice in the back of the head, but she was found outside the car on a blanket. After she was killed, the attacker moved her body into the front seat.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm assuming they are already assuming this is the same person that
You
attacked.
would think. You would think that. The whole thing.
Okay. The pants coming down thing is odd.
Yeah.
That's odd. Is it only for the man? Like, where was her pants around her ankles, or
no?
So just him?
So for her, there was no evidence. So at the time, of course, there's no forensics in 1946.
Right.
They assumed she was assaulted, but modern forensics says no. Like she wasn't attacked in any way. She was murdered, and that was that.
So this was just execution style murder of two.
Pretty much.
Good grief, man.
I mean, of course, it's all, again, speculation. We don't know that this was the same guy. Modern pathology will tell us it more than likely was.
I mean, similar location, 2-3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of it being somebody different is pretty low, I feel.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, we can't say for sure. It more than likely is. Like I'm certain it is.
Yeah.
But at this point, we can't say it is. Yeah. But that is interesting, because to me, like, the pants around the ankles, the man had to have been killed first, you would assume.
Yeah.
And then the woman's body was posed.
Interesting. This almost seems like, I don't know how to I don't know how to describe. This guy almost seems ahead of his time in a way. Like this, and I don't want that to sound wrong, but you didn't see anything like this back then. Like, you saw murders, sure. You didn't see like murders and then there being more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like posing a body, pants around the ankles, like that. I don't know. That's more of like an evolutionary trait for serial killers, like more modern stuff.
So as we go through the rest of these attacks, keep that in mind, because what we're seeing is truly like a prototype serial killer. Like, of course, at this point, we've already had Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
We've had H.H. Holmes, they're accredited to be like the first serial killers.
Mm-hmm. First known serial killers. I'm sure there's been all throughout human history.
Sure. Yeah. But like Jack the Ripper, we can't really look at the pathology too much. Like forensics from the 1880s, nobody, it's witchcraft in the 1880s. Yeah. And then H.H. Holmes,
forensics was magic to them.
Right. And then H.H. Holmes, like, sure, like, yes, he was a serial killer, but it wasn't the traditional. He was like Jigsaw, really. But this guy, whoever this guy was, that was like the first modern serial killer. This preludes the golden age of serial killers, 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. And we can see he kind of has the same traits as some of the more well-known ones from that era.
So a pioneer, if you will.
I mean, yeah.
Sheesh.
Gruesome as it may be, like, we're dealing with one of the OGs.
Dang.
Yeah.
The OG. Mm-hmm. OG killer. Mm.
Then on April 14th, around 1 a.m., 16-year-old Paul Martin picked up his girlfriend, 15-year-old Betty Jo Booker, after a play at the Texarkana Theater. And again, like the previous case, the timeline falls apart pretty quickly. Details are scarce, but what we do know is Paul's body was found around 6 a.m. just off North Park Road. He was fully clothed and had been shot 4 times with the same .32 caliber handgun, once in the face, once in the back of the neck, once through the ribs, and once through the hand.
Sheesh.
So the hand, it's like a defensive wound.
Okay. I was going to ask, was
yeah.
that like, okay, yep.
He likely was, I'm assuming, shot like in the ribs or something. Then maybe he tried to fight back, put his hand up, and then, defensive wound on the hand. The search party, after finding Paul, went out looking for Betty Jo. They found her 3 miles away from Paul. She had been shot twice in the chest, once in the face. She was fully clothed, and her body had been positioned behind a tree with one hand placed in her coat pocket. Paul's car was found about a mile and a half away, keys still in the ignition. Investigators were never able to determine who was shot first, but based on defensive wounds on both bodies, it was clear there had been a struggle.
This is perplexing because this is one of those where if we're talking modern times, I imagine there'd be fingerprints everywhere or like some sort of DNA. But back then, it's either somebody sees you do it or you're going to get away with it, or they live through it and they give your description.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the escalation happened. Like with the first two, they go to the police, dark-skinned man, whether it's, like a light-skinned black person or like a tan-skinned white person.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, they're figuring out like who I am. I just got to start killing them. Like, I can't give them the option to go back and give more of a description.
So the first two were attacked. The second two were murdered, and then these two were murdered. Nobody really believed this was all the same person until after these two were found. So at this point, these were all random attacks and murders.
Why would you not? I mean, I guess I get it. Like, I would understand that more nowadays because with as many murders as you have, and with an MO like this, today not putting the pieces together, that would make sense. But back then, I can't imagine there were too many couple killers in Texarkana back then.
So this is it's another section we'll get into. But violent crime wasn't uncommon for Texarkana at this time.
Kind of still had like that Wild West feel, maybe.
More, I mean, you think this was 1946.
Yeah.
50 years earlier, this is still the Wild West.
Yeah.
Like 1890s.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So maybe you still got that old. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody just got carried away and they're like, I'm going to just start killing people.
We have theories. We'll unpack some stuff. We'll give our final thoughts.
I'm still kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I need some more.
Okay.
But so there was a struggle this time. Last time it was almost execution style. This time we have some sort of fight back.
This is the first attack where the victims have defensive wounds.
Okay.
So that's where we are. The pattern changes on May 3rd. Virgil and Katie Starks were at their farmhouse about 10 miles north of Texarkana. Around 9 p.m., Virgil is sitting in his recliner reading the newspaper. Without warning, he's shot twice in the back of the head through a closed window. He dies instantly. Katie hears it from the kitchen and runs into the living room only to see her husband dead in the chair. She runs back to the kitchen to call the police. While the phone is ringing, she's shot twice as well through another closed window. She's badly wounded, blood is in her eyes, she can barely see. The killer came in through the back door. At that point, she runs out the front door down the road to a neighboring farm owned by A.V. Prater. She manages to tell him Virgil has been killed and then collapses. I love this next part because to me, this feels very Texan. Prater fires a shotgun into the air, which alerts another nearby farm owned by Elmer Taylor.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I was thinking firing a shotgun in the air to scare off this attacker, but then you said to alert the neighbors.
He was alerting his neighbor.
That is a very.
Do you imagine, like, just boom, everybody just swarms.
Oh, Prater's shooting. We gotta go out there. He's in trouble. You finish reading, and I've got some thoughts here.
Okay,
and questions.
Together. Elmer Taylor and A.B. Prater's families get Katie to the hospital, and she survives the attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing, what are the? I don't think you, unless I missed it. What are their ages, Virgil and Katie? Do we know how old they are?
They were older, so they don't fit the young lovers.
So this was the pattern change,
Right.
and I mean, well, I guess a lot of changed here.
we're talking breaking and entering now.
Yeah, B&E shooting like they're not in cars,
Yeah.
not out in the middle of nowhere, or maybe out in the middle of nowhere, but somebody's home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they're older. I think they are at least in their 40s when this happened.
Okay. I mean, recliner, newspaper. I'm thinking like 70-year-old man. So
They're not that old.
okay.
They're not that old. No,
Okay.
I think like 40s, like mid to late 40s.
Man, what a freaking awful way to go.
Yeah.
Sitting there reading the newspaper.
He had no idea.
And then it's just lights out.
Yeah.
Just no warnings.
That had to have been a difficult shot.
Oh, yeah. Twice, no less.
Yeah. Through a closed window.
Yeah. Wow. Broke the glass, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Sheesh. And poor woman, man. She witnessed it and she gets shot. What a trooper, though. She lived.
She lived.
What a badass.
Yeah. You said you had thoughts.
I think my thoughts were like, as far as Virgil goes, like that's, I don't know if that's like a good way to go, bad way to go, because, just in terms of, when it's your time, it's your time. So like you're sitting, no. Okay.
I mean, you're at your most vulnerable. Like
that's true. Yeah.
It's the end of the day. Probably worked all day. He's reading the paper, legs kicked up.
Yeah, I know.
And then he's just murdered.
Yeah, it's tragic, and I didn't mean like a good way to go. I just meant in terms of expecting it or not. I guess you don't see it coming. You're sitting there reading the newspaper.
At least he didn't suffer.
That's
he
that
died
was
instantly.
the point I was trying to get across without, and I'm having a hard time getting it out. But yes,
I get that.
There was no nothing. Just
alive 1 minute.
That's crazy.
Dead the next.
That's an insane concept.
Yeah.
And then the question was their age. And I mean, I guess they never. Did she ever? Well, you said blood in her eyes, so she couldn't see too well. So, golly, man.
She was almost completely blind when she made it to A.B. Prater's.
Wow.
Yeah.
She must have knew her land.
Yeah.
Are they? So they've connected at this point that this is the same person, or
yes,
they think it's the same person?
By the time Virgil and Katie are attacked, the town is already on high alert. Like they believe all the murders are connected, and then now we'll get into kind of what happened between the last couple's murder and then Virgil and Katie's attack.
Okay. How big is this town? Do we know?
Like Texarkana?
Yeah. At this time, like how many people live here? Like, is this something where it's going to happen and the news is going to spread like wildfire, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's not a small town. Like today it's not a small town.
Right.
But it's also not, it's not like Dallas in the 40s.
Okay.
So some medium-sized city. Maybe it's on the smaller side, but it's not small. It's not where we live.
Okay.
But yeah, news like that, like 1 or 2 random murders, probably not gonna raise a lot of alarm bells.
No.
But what has transpired over the last few months, yes. Like the whole town is aware of what's going on.
Oh yeah.
In fact, when Jimmy Hollis and Mary LeRae were attacked, there wasn't some massive reaction from the town or even from law enforcement. As violent as it was, it just didn't feel completely out of place for Texarkana in the 1940s. Less than 60 years earlier, this area was still considered frontier land. And in the years leading up to World War II, Texarkana had built a reputation as a gambling and prostitution hub. It even picked up the nickname Little Chicago.
Yikes.
So
they're no stranger to bodies turning up.
It's not completely squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Like violent crime was not unheard of in Texarkana.
I don't imagine anywhere out west back like pre-World Wars was very like a stranger to crime. I mean, it's called the Wild West for a reason.
Sure.
Right? It was wild.
I mean, even like any mid to moderate sized city, like violent crime's gonna exist.
Even today, I mean, it's probably worse today than it was then, or at least documented.
It's not like demographics; it's statistics. Like if you get a large amount of people together, people with violent tendencies are just gonna. I mean, there's more people there. There's more opportunity.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's where we were. Like it wasn't like this town was just crime ridden.
Right.
There was just a lot of people, and it was truly like the Wild West a little bit.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. On top of that, the population had exploded during and after the war. There were 2 major munitions plants in the area, and it was a central rail hub. So you had a lot more people moving through, a lot more activity, and naturally, more crime. So violence wasn't unheard of, like we said. Even the occasional murder didn't completely shake the town. It actually took 2 separate double murders within just 3 weeks for people to realize that what they were dealing with. And even then, they didn't have the language for it yet. 40 years later, we'd call it a serial killer. At the time, they were still trying to make sense of it in real time.
It kind of gets lost on me sometimes that the term, like the coined term serial killer wasn't like established until what, like the 80s? It was the FBI, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
'80s.
somebody in the FBI that
Yeah.
coined
John
it.
Douglas.
Yeah.
And
Coined the name.
BSU.
Yeah. Coined the name serial killer. And like, first of all, what a freaking thing to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
Creating that term. But before that, like, there's no known word for it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people just murdered a lot more
I think
back then.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think everything's just documented now. I think you have access to so much that if someone's murdered, like someone's going to talk. Like, because back then you don't have media, so the only
No.
way you're going to learn about something is if you either talk to somebody or you read it in the paper. Nowadays, if you pick up your phone, you go to any social media site at all, you're going to learn about everything.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you think like dueling from like the 1700s, people just straight up lined up and shot at one another. If you won the duel, like nothing happened to you. You
Well,
just murdered someone.
That wasn't 1600s, was it?
Yeah, like well, maybe not. I don't
Guns
know.
weren't around in 1600s.
Sure, they were.
Were they?
Yeah. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. They had guns then.
They had guns in the 14th. Dude, I'm
Yeah.
way behind. I do not know history very well.
That's why like the Incans and the Mayans. That's why they. I guess that was Hernan Cortez. But yeah, Europeans had guns.
Wow.
In the 1400s.
I probably sound like an idiot. I did not know that.
Really?
No, I had no idea.
Wow. Okay.
I thought they came over like swords and shit.
No, Europeans had guns.
Okay. I was unaware.
Here in like the Americas, they were still like bow and arrow, spears, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's largely why, you know.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well,
then you add in the biggest problem. Texarkana wasn't operating as one unified system. You had 4 separate law enforcement bodies. The Arkansas side had its own police. The Texas side had its own police. You had the Texas Rangers. Then you had county law enforcement. So you had 4 law enforcement agencies trying to police one city, and everyone wanted to take credit for it.
you know, I was going to say, you watch a lot of shows now, and I like to imagine this is and how it happens in real life, where you have state police, you have like federal police, you have the FBI, you have other types of police agencies that always want to take over, you have like local, just a beat cop doing something, and then the feds show up and they're like, oh great, the feds are here.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
FBI pops in, overtakes an investigation from the sheriff's department. ATF is like, actually, that's us. And then state police are like, actually, that's us.
Marshals come in, actually. And then everybody's just, it's like, dude, just solve this fucking crime. Who cares who solves it? Like,
that is pretty much where we were with, like, sure, like all the bodies were piling up, but the killer also kind of, like, they were killed in different places. So like this double murder happened in this jurisdiction. This double murder happened in this jurisdiction. Jimmy and Mary were attacked in this jurisdiction.
So if
Katie
they're not
Virgil,
communicating,
so on and so forth.
So if this jurisdiction doesn't tell this one, hey, we have a double murder that resembles yours, then they're never going to put 2 and 2 together.
Or they just didn't share information. Like,
that's what I was getting at. They're not getting.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
And it's not like this only happened this one time and then it never happened again. Look at the Zodiac. Like, his victims were spread out all over, and they didn't even know, like, they didn't communicate until years after he was dormant or dead, whatever happened to him.
I was thinking too, we said that it's pretty crazy that, 4 people got killed, similar fashions, point blank range, whatever. And then, like, you think about that happens here today, like, we live in a pretty small town. People aren't typically murdered here. I don't remember the last murder, as a matter of fact. If someone does get murdered, it's going to be front page news.
Sure.
It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
But then you go to like big city, Nashville, local to us, Huntsville, Athens, whatever. Somebody's murdered. It's like nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this town is just kind of an in between where, but I feel like even in a big city, if you get 4 similarly like carried out murders, it's going to be front page news.
Well, again, like, I mean, after the last double homicide, it was.
Yeah.
But it was only because, like, it was word of mouth. Like, the police
Mm-hmm.
departments weren't sharing the information. They weren't, like, doing press releases. It was just like, holy shit, like, there are 6 dead people. 2
Yeah.
more were attacked.
All killed with the same 32 caliber handgun.
I guess 5.
Oh yeah,
Five dead people.
What's her name lived?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because of the slow police response, the killer had nearly 4 uninterrupted months to operate. During that time, police missed some pretty clear patterns. The victims were almost always young couples parked out on lovers' lanes at night. The weapon was consistently a 32 caliber handgun, and there was a noticeable difference in how the victims were treated. The women were often posed, almost staged, while the men were treated more like obstacles that needed to be removed. At the time, those connections weren't being made across departments. So instead of building a clear profile, they were basically searching blind. Everyone was looking for the same needle, but no one was communicating where they had already looked. Looking back now, you can still point to a few key figures who were trying to make sense of it all. This is kind of like I do like it's not as though no one was trying. Like we actually had some pretty solid lawmen. It's just their failure was not communicating.
Well, I mean, hindsight's 2020. Like we have almost, well, exactly 80 years actually, like
Yeah.
almost to the day
Yeah.
of like experience and knowledge of past generations of law enforcement. So like nowadays, it'd be almost not impossible, but it's infinitely more difficult for someone to get away with something like this now
Yeah.
than it was 80 years ago because there's no camera footage, there's no nothing. Like if I were to walk across the street and just start firing into somebody's window, like someone's likely going to see it. There's going to be a ring camera somewhere that's going to catch me.
Someone would see it. 4 or 5 ring cameras would probably see you. Like,
Yeah,
it's
there's a satellite flying over that probably sees me.
right.
Like you're
The
always
phone in your pocket. Everybody's going to be able to tell exactly where
right.
you were. You couldn't get away with it these
No,
days.
and you'd be crazy to even try. And
Of course,
back then, you look around, you don't see anybody. You're in the clear. Like there's no chance that maybe a camera that they didn't even that wasn't even a thing.
yeah. You think about that. Like if you are a young couple on a lover's lane, 1 a.m. in the middle of or on the outskirts of Texarkana, you may as well be on the moon.
Yeah.
Like no one is around.
No, a bomb could go off and they would know it. Like
Yeah.
you are literally alone.
Yeah. Anyways,
But it is easier to look back and say, "Oh, why were they not doing this?"
Of course, yeah,
they just weren't up to speed yet.
They didn't know. Like I mean, truly,
yeah.
The concept of a serial killer was still 40 years away from being even conceived.
They didn't think like small town Texas, or I guess Middletown Texas, wasn't thinking, "Oh, we got somebody running around killing people."
Yeah,
like that wasn't a thing then.
Yeah. Texas Ranger Captain Manuel Gonzalez, also known as Lone Wolf.
That's tough.
Do you want to see a picture of Manny? His name is Manny.
Hell yeah. Lone Wolf Manny? Dude sounds like a badass. Does he look like a badass?
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. And he's a Texas Ranger?
You take a look at Manny.
Oh my word.
You see that?
Dude.
That's Manny.
Look at that shotgun.
Lone Wolf Manny.
I was expecting a Hispanic man. I'm not going to lie to you.
He may be. It's a black and white picture. He may be Hispanic.
That's true. I guess he just looks.
Does really look like blue eyes, though.
Yeah, he looks extremely like European.
Yeah. Anyways, this is badass. You got the engraved 1911 on the hip. You have the shotgun, I'm assuming loaded.
Oh, of course.
In the floorboard. Car phone in 1946. Sig
in the hand. I mean, dude, this right here, this is an all-time picture.
That's a man right there.
That is a man.
That is a man.
We ain't got them no more.
No men, not anymore.
Wow.
Anyway, that's Manny. He's the only picture I have just because I looked up everybody else and he was by far the coolest looking.
Oh yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah.
I've got perfect vision of how everybody else looks.
Yep.
Man, he's the coolest.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy you picture as an old school gunslinger. But more importantly, he understood the need for a centralized investigation. Because he worked at the state level, he could step back and look at the bigger picture instead of getting stuck in the jurisdiction's versions of events. So he was actually one that attempted to bring in everyone and like centralize the investigation. But he was a Texas Ranger, so a lot of badge thumping between him and Texarkana or Texas police, Arkansas police,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
A lot of chain of command issues, I would imagine.
Yeah. He conducted a ton of interviews and tried to pull information across agencies. He was actively trying to piece everything together. But realistically, he was working at a disadvantage. There were no cameras, no real forensic tools, and very few reliable witnesses. In a case like this, he was fighting an uphill battle from the start. Then you got Sheriff W.H. Presley, also known as Bill Presley. He did what he could. He coordinated patrols, organized searches, and conducted interviews, but he was operating on the Arkansas side. And that jurisdictional divide made things difficult.
And I guess, like, I'm going to have to put my we're in the past hat on again, because it's not like they just pop it into a computer and everybody has access to it. Like, it's probably in some cases not even as simple as just picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Like, this might be a physical thing. Like, you have to have somebody like hop in a car and bring you everything. And that, I mean, I'm sure driving from Arkansas to Texas in 1946 wasn't exactly as easy as it is today.
Well, I mean, Texarkana, I've never mentioned that until right now. It straddled the line between Arkansas and Texas.
I just meant, like, if you're like an hour or two drive back, like now is nothing like that. We don't even think about it. But back then, like gas, like the range for vehicles probably wasn't even that far.
I think so.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I
have no idea.
I don't know either. I know they had the big old, like, 9-liter V8s and everything back then. So I don't think the gas mileage
3 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, you're getting 3 gallons to the mile. Like, you're getting nothing.
He could respond and police his area, but conducting a full investigation across state lines just wasn't really realistic for him. By the time things really escalated, he was already behind the curve. So he tried. It was really more like patrolling and trying to catch the guy in the act.
I mean, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like, if other people aren't willing to cooperate, then you just have to play the hand you're dealt.
He was trying to keep his side of Texarkana safe.
Yeah.
But again, the police response was so late, the killer had already stopped by the time everybody started looking for him. So
it's unfortunate.
On the Texas side, you had Police Chief Gene Jones. Same situation. He increased patrols, interviewed suspects, and managed the city's response. But early on, he didn't connect the attacks early, which gave the killer even more time to operate. Once law enforcement finally agreed the murders were connected, everything changed. The public reaction was immediate. People panicked. A curfew was put in place, and no one was supposed to be out after sundown. Social life in Texarkana basically collapsed. Movie theaters emptied out, lovers' lanes were abandoned, and bars saw a sharp drop in attendance.
I mean, could you imagine that happening here?
Of course.
Like 6 people get murdered here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Police come out and say, we have an active serial killer right here in town. This place would go into a fucking frenzy.
I wouldn't be out after dark.
I don't think I'd be out without a weapon of any kind at any time.
If it's dark, shit, Virgil. Think about that.
He's sitting in his damn living room.
Yeah.
Good grief, man.
This is actually like really terrifying.
No, it is because nowadays, like, you think back then, this is kind of unprecedented territory. Nowadays, we know so much about it that, like, I don't even know how I would feel if there was a serial killer for sure confirmed on the loose in this town. I don't know what I would do.
I think this town would respond basically exactly like this town responded.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, what we just said, but also gun sales spiked as people rushed to protect themselves. Doors and windows started getting locked regularly, which by today's standards seems obvious, but at the time wasn't common in a lot of rural areas. I remember growing up and our front door was never locked.
I was going to say, I mean, I know people now, like today, that don't lock their doors.
We forget, like, sometimes. like, bring Doug in from outside. The back door stays unlocked overnight.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, we live in a relatively safe town.
Sure.
Or at least we feel like we do. Like, there's never, like, sure, like, B&Es happen, robberies, whatever, but you never hear of just a straight up murder in this town. I mean, like 10,000 people live here. It's not that big of a town.
Right.
So if there is a serial killer, more than likely somebody's going to know who it is if they're from here.
40,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. And then the paranoia.
No. I command you to leave that in.
Okay. I'm not ashamed. That was the greatest Call of Duty ever made.
Was that Modern Warfare 2?
It was the OG Modern Warfare.
OG? Like Big Red one?
Before Modern Warfare 2. Like the first one.
First one was Big Red one, right?
The first Modern Warfare.
Oh, the first Modern Warfare. Yeah. Okay, so Call of Duty Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, that was a damn good one. Yeah,
it was.
Modern Warfare 2's campaign was better.
See, my favorite Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 3.
Mine was Modern Warfare 2.
A lot of people prefer Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3, oh, dude.
Modern Warfare 2
choked up right now.
Modern Warfare 2 had the best maps of all time. There was only maybe 2 or 3 maps on Modern Warfare 2 that I didn't really care for. On future Call of Duties, like, there's some maps that are just straight up awful. But Modern Warfare 2, man, every single map, aside from maybe Wasteland, I didn't love Wasteland.
What was the one with the cabin?
Estate.
I didn't like that one.
I liked it.
Estate? Are you sure that's not the Counter-Strike map? No, it's Lake House. I'm thinking Lake House.
Yeah, Lake House. No, Estate was
yeah.
I liked Afghan. A lot of people didn't like Afghan. I liked Afghan. Terminal.
Bakara on Modern Warfare 3. Like the African village.
I didn't play much of Modern Warfare 3.
Dude, that was my game.
Modern Warfare 2, I played it, and I played Black Ops 2. That was all. I didn't play a whole lot of Call of Duty outside of that. I had Advanced Warfare because I was told to get it, and there was like jetpacks and wall running and shit, and I was like, this is not.
I got really into it, but that only because like at the time, COD was all I played. Like I didn't love it, but it was Call of Duty. I was like, in my mind, oh, this was a down year.
Well, it was the only big ticket. It was only like the only big ticket AAA title. Like you didn't have like nowadays. Yeah. You've got all these battle royales, and there are some good games out there.
Sure. Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Patiently
GTA
awaiting.
6. I will purchase GTA 6 the day it releases.
I'll pay $150 for it.
I don't care. I'll play it.
I'll take a loan out to get it. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I'm super pumped though.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's going to be, in my opinion, I don't think it has a choice. It either has to be a top 5 game of all time or it's a bust for me. This much anticipation.
Yeah.
This much, like, they've spent billions into developing this game. It has to be a smash.
I think it will be. Rockstar does not miss their games.
They do not miss.
They have yet to produce a bad game.
No.
So, and this is their biggest project by far. So I think it will be just out of the park.
I think so too. I hope so at least. God, can you imagine it comes out and it just sucks?
Just terrible.
The graphics are like San Andreas. Just like 2D blocky graphics.
Anyways, we couldn't have gone more off
How the hell did we even get here?
I don't know.
Let's get back to the story.
I don't know. Anyways, neighbors started looking at each other differently. People they had known for years suddenly felt like potential suspects. The rumor mill went into overdrive, and police were flooded with tips and sightings, most of which probably went nowhere. And the media didn't help either, of course, because they never do. They gave the killer a name, the Phantom Killer. They always give, they always give these killers just badass names.
I know that Phantom Killer. That's a pretty dope ass name.
Hardcore.
Yeah. Like, and you think about it, Zodiac Killer.
He gave himself that.
I don't give a shit who gave it to him. That's a cool name.
It is.
Zodiac?
Why do they do that?
I don't know, man.
The Night Stalker? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's tough. Like, why can't we give somebody like the Banana Peel Killer or something? Or,
Banana Peel Killer.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, just something silly, something goofy. Just make them be like, what the hell? That's the name I get.
Yeah. That might dissuade them from continuing.
Yeah, they might be like, dude, I can't be the Banana Peel Killer.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that.
Yeah. Fucking Night Stalker. I want to cover Richard Ramirez.
Do it.
Let's do it.
If I can ever get the time, I have a wonderful topic I'm going to cover.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
Make the time.
I'm going to make the time. You're right. I'm going to make the time.
The Phantom Killer, obviously based on his tendency to strike at night. While that did raise awareness, it also made the situation feel bigger and more terrifying than it already was. What had been a relatively normal, if slightly rough around the edges, town turned into something tense and unpredictable. People were on edge all the time. Trust broke down. Even law enforcement had to announce themselves when approaching homes because there was a real risk of being shot by someone who thought they were defending themselves. The atmosphere, that fear that settled over the town in 1946, would later go on to inspire the 1976 cult classic, The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Wow.
Haven't seen it. I want to.
So, I think you mentioned police announcing themselves.
Mhm.
I think that is a very, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. Because how do you prove that in 1946?
How do you prove that today?
How do you prove it today? Well,
Yeah.
well, today, you pick up the phone, you call your local police station, you ask
Sure.
for does so and so work there? Can you, you look them up in the directory.
Do you have any units in my area?
Yeah, is there a unit here? Can you have them respond? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to the police.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't talk to the police.
Yeah.
Nothing good usually comes of it, unless you got like a family member missing, obviously.
Sure.
But don't talk to the police.
Don't agree to random searches.
No, come back with a warrant.
Yeah.
But
No reason not to.
Right. Like you don't, don't possibly put yourself in a damning situation for no reason.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Okay. Legal advice from Ben.
Yeah. Reach out to me. I am a bar certified lawyer. So
that's. I don't. Think
is it legal to say that?
I don't think you can say.
I don't think I can either.
No.
Yeah. No. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I could never be a lawyer. But that would be something where, like, what I imagine this is going to sound really fucked up. 1946, they roll up, it's a sheriff's office.
Yeah.
And people are just like, oh, thank goodness.
That might happen in Texas today.
I bet it does. Some big dude has a big Doug Dimmadome hat on. Like, it's like 6 feet tall. He's hitting the porch and shit.
I mean, you think about that. Like, if you live out in the middle of nowhere, Texas, and the sheriff's office rolls up, they're probably going to have a gun or two pointed at them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. Safe practice. If you're a police officer, you should probably announce yourself.
It's not illegal. Well, actually, let's touch on that. Is it illegal to, if law enforcement comes onto your property unannounced, to draw your weapon on them? What's the process there?
That's a good question.
Because now, if they have a warrant, then that's one thing. But if they show up just, out of the blue, and you're like, I got my weapon drawn on you, just letting you know.
But then, see, so this is a gray area because if you have your gun on them, all they have to say is, I felt threatened.
Right.
And then they can shoot you. And, I mean, a lot of times that ends up being justified in the court of law.
Yeah. And that's not even just for police. That's just in general. Like, so if guns are out, whoever wins that gunfight, at 99 times out of 100 is going to say, well, they drew their gun on me.
Yeah.
Man,
it's a good question, Ben.
I know.
You're full of those.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You gave me a look like you think I'm an idiot.
No, I don't think that. I don't think you're an idiot.
I'm just kidding. That is an interesting. I don't know though. Like, is that
is a good question. You know what you should do?
Should we live look up?
You should ask Wanda.
I'm gonna live look up right now.
Live look up.
While you read, I'm gonna live look up.
Okay. A serial killer, according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is someone who commits 2 or more unlawful killings in separate events, usually with a cooling off period in between. There's often some kind of psychological, sexual, or sadistic motive behind it. And before we get into the next part, I want to be very clear that this is pure speculation. We're going to speculate about not only the Phantom Killer, but serial killers in general. But we're going to talk about the case. We're going to talk about the murders. We don't have privy to information. Like we're going to talk about what we've read so far, and we're going to give our thoughts.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're not pathologists. We're not psychologists. We don't know anything about that kind of shit. We're just going to talk about it because we can.
Before we do that, during my live lookup session, I have found that if you, and this is in the state of Tennessee, so we live in Tennessee, obviously. Short answer, no. Under no circumstances can you point a weapon at law enforcement if they are on your property, whether they're there legally or, well, not legally, but they're with a warrant or not. If they identify themselves as a cop, you point a weapon at them, that immediately becomes, sorry, I lost it. Shit. That immediately becomes a felony assault on a law enforcement officer, which in the state of Tennessee is like a life sentence.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's only if they announce themselves. What if they never announce themselves?
Another live lookup. Hang on. So, according to the internet, this is a legal gray area. So it says, if you genuinely believe someone's breaking into your home because the police did not identify themselves, this is called castle doctrine. It allows you to threaten or use force to stop what appears to be a violent intrusion of your domicile. But pointing a gun is still a legal risk, I guess. So if they do not announce themselves and they are coming into your house, because obviously, but then what if they have a no-knock warrant? You know, what if they just roll up, kick your door down, and you start shooting? If somebody rolls up to my house and kicks my door down, I'm going to start shooting.
It seems like we should have this ironed out 250 years later.
This feels like it should have been ironed out 250 years ago.
Yeah. No.
I mean, if I feel like I don't care who you are or what you represent, if you go to somebody's personal residence with weapons, and you don't announce who you are, why you're there, or your intent, don't be surprised if weapons aren't pulled back on you.
I mean, we have the right to bear arms in this country.
Right.
Are no-knock warrants unconstitutional?
Let's find. Well, too late. So, in the state of Tennessee, no-knock warrants are very much legal. Nationally, they are a big controversy because of the murder of Breonna Taylor in 2020, if you remember that.
I remember this, yeah.
They had a no-knock warrant. They entered the wrong apartment and murdered an innocent woman.
Nobody went to jail.
No one went to jail. No one lost their job. Nothing happened. I think that is despicable. Yeah. That is the definition of despicable. That is straight. It's heinous. So, yeah, we have a gray area for sure. And I don't. I think if you show up and you don't announce yourself, you are looking for trouble.
You're subject to violence.
Yeah, I mean, it's like yeah, let's not get into that. You are asking for trouble if you show up, guns drawn, you kick doors in.
If some random person showed up to my door, started kicking my door in, and I shot him, I'm safe. What I did was legal.
But if it was a cop,
if this random person had a badge, it is illegal.
That is now felony murder. You will probably be up for the death penalty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Red state, yes.
Yeah.
Probably on you killed a cop, yeah.
So I think that needs to be sorted out.
Yeah.
Because the idea of a no-knock warrant to, allow the element of surprise for somebody that needs to go to prison is great.
Yeah.
Case of Breonna Taylor, she's murdered. She's just an innocent woman. She's just in her apartment not doing anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, her front door gets kicked in. She's gonna panic.
Sure.
And she gets killed. Like that. Anyway.
Once again, way off topic. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Not a single thing to do
with
what we're talking about.
But again, pure speculation. Okay. I've wrote down some thoughts of mine on this case.
Okay.
When you look at the Phantom Killer, starting with the attack on Jimmy Hollis and Mary LeRae, one thing stands out right away. He focuses on the man first. He approaches Jimmy, orders him to drop his pants, and then beats him unconscious. Now, that could be practical. If Jimmy can't move properly, he can't fight back. But it could also be something else. There could be a humiliation aspect to it. Forcing him into that position, especially in front of Mary, might have been part of it for the killer. Once Jimmy is out of the picture, the attention shifts completely to Mary. Go ahead.
So you're thinking, are these your thoughts or are these?
This is stuff that I wrote down.
Okay.
Like after I got through typing the outline.
So you're thinking maybe he wants to incapacitate Jimmy and then make him watch as he chases his girlfriend away.
I mean, not even that really. Like, Jimmy is an obstacle. Like, the whole.
So the point
objective,
is to let the girlfriend run. He wants to chase.
I think he's getting something out of chasing Mary, assaulting Mary, and just interacting with her.
Maybe just dominating the situation as a whole. Interesting, yeah.
Again, once Jimmy's out of the picture, the attention shifts completely to Mary, telling her to run, then chasing her down. That doesn't feel random. That feels deliberate. Like he's extending the moment, feeding off the fear. Then you move to Richard Griffin and Polly Ann Moore, and you see something very similar. Richard's pants are down around his ankles, and he's likely killed first. After that, his body is basically moved to the back seat. There's not much care there. Like Richard's body was just put in there.
Yeah, getting him out of the way.
Yes. Polly, on the other hand, is killed outside the car and then placed in the passenger seat. She's posed. Again, more attention is given to the female victim, while the male is treated more like something that had to be dealt with to get to her. When you get to Paul Martin and Betty Jo Booker, the pattern shifts a little. Paul's body is found first. Near where the car was last seen, he was likely shot early and left there. Betty Jo is found miles away, and her body is positioned behind a tree. Not just left where she fell. It suggests something went differently that night. My thought is Paul may have put up more of a fight than the others. That could have disrupted whatever routine the killer had. Betty Jo may have tried to run, and the killer had to use the car to track her down. After killing her, moving the car away from both bodies could have been an attempt to confuse investigators or distance himself from the scene. Across all these attacks, there are some consistent elements. The victims are young couples. In 2 cases, they had been on double dates earlier in the night. The attacks happen on lovers' lanes or quiet, secluded roads, always at night, always with no witnesses around. And in each case, the male is dealt with first, almost like a necessary step before the killer focuses on the female. When you step back and look at it as a whole, it lines up closely with what we now call a serial killing spree, even though that term didn't really exist yet. And honestly, it's hard not to notice the similarities to the Zodiac murders in California years later. Same idea of targeting couples, attacking at night, using secluded areas.
I had a thought, and I just lost it, of course. Shit.
Something else I want to... Go ahead.
Sorry, this is my thought. It's almost like he's escalating, like, a little bit, but not a ton. Like, almost it's like it's an experiment.
Right.
Like, let's... I mean, where do you even go? If there's not a suspect, there's not anything. You just have to start. I mean, you're searching for a needle in 1,000 haystacks.
So all you have, I already forgot their names.
The first two.
First two.
Yeah, that tall, dark-skinned.
Yeah.
That's it. 6 feet tall and dark-skinned.
You have their testimony, which all they got close to one another was the height.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know exactly who you're dealing with.
They knew he was dark skinned, not necessarily like black,
not
or
white, and not very dark.
Not super dark, but also not like a pale
you have
person.
Katie, who survived the attack, but she was pretty much blind by the time she made it there and got away. I mean, you don't know.
No, you have no idea. And I think it's almost like there's some sort, if this is the same person, it's almost like there's some sort of experimenting going on with each spree, or like with each couple he kills. There's a different like aspect to it. It's like he's trying something different.
That's evolution.
Yeah.
Like if you look at what the BSU did with John Douglas, like serial killers evolve. Like
Yeah.
they don't always do the same exact thing because eventually it's not enough.
Well, yeah, and they evolve and they escalate.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the first two, they both survive. The next two are murdered. The next two are murdered and moved and positioned in a certain way. The next two, he kills, like, in a completely different way in their own home.
No.
So it's like everything is changing every time because I don't know, maybe the satisfaction changes, or I don't know,
We
maybe
just needed something different.
Yeah, what he's getting out of it, it's just not enough. Yeah.
This is a long shot, and it almost 100% isn't true. But picture this: we're talking 1946, when the guy attacked the first couple. He had a paper bag over his head, or like a burlap bag over his head with eye holes cut out. 1946, Texas. 20 years later, we're talking about the Zodiac. Do you recall what the Zodiac like wore on the few times that like he left a survivor?
No. I don't I'm not up to speed with the Zodiac. So you're thinking, where did the Zodiac operate?
California. 20
Okay.
years later. So, feasibly, in my mind, in Texas, in Texarkana in the 1940s, we could be dealing with 20, 25-year-old man who got a taste for it. He went dormant, moved to California, picked it up over there, refined his craft.
Maybe he didn't go dormant.
Maybe he didn't go dormant. Yeah.
Maybe he just kept on killing and they just never connected the murders.
We never knew because he was moving from Texas to California.
Man.
Once again, probably didn't happen. Probably not the same person at all. But we don't know who the Zodiac is. We don't know who the Phantom Killer is.
Yeah. It could it's just as likely that it is the same person that it's not. So there's no definitive reason to think it is or it isn't. So I think if you think it is, I think it's a valid belief, to be honest.
So like the Zodiac was completely dormant by the end of the 70s. Feasibly, if the timeline fits, someone born in the early 1920s could have conducted these murders in Texarkana, moved to California, conducted those murders in the 60s and 70s, and then died sometime in the 70s, or been incarcerated for something else.
Yeah.
Could have happened.
Or just hung up to, just called it a day.
Just stopped. He got away with it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What if, though,
Yeah. Arthur Lee Allen, that's the leading suspect for the Zodiac. He's dead. We'll never know for sure.
Yeah. Gosh,
but,
man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Somebody goes a whole life murdering people and just gets away with it.
The one case that doesn't quite fit is the attack on Virgil and Katie Starks. They were still a couple, and it still happened at night, but everything else is different. They were older, they were inside their home, and the attack itself was more of a shooting from outside before the killer entered. The sequence is still there, though. The man is killed first, and then the focus shifts to the woman, so you're left with two possibilities. Either this was an evolution on the same offender, possibly pushed into a different approach because of the increased fear in the town and the curfew, or this wasn't the same person at all.
I don't think it's the same person.
I don't think it is.
Why?
So the oldest of the ones that were attacked before Virgil and Katie was, I think, 25. Then you go to Virgil and Katie, who were approaching 50. That's my key point.
What if this is a throw them off the scent type of thing? You stick to an MO, and then you just go completely off the rails. You do something that makes no sense to make law enforcement just scratch their head. They're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
That very well could be the case, but like the whole thing, like, and again, I said it, like the sequence is the same. He attacked the man first. The man was taken care of, and then he focused on the woman. But it could have just been the timing. Like maybe he saw the man first, saw the woman. For all we know, he completely intended to shoot and kill the woman there on the spot, shoot and kill Katie. Then when he didn't, he decided, okay, I have to go in before she gets away. It is weird that 2 of the 3 couples were on double dates. Could be a complete coincidence.
I don't think so. I think he's starting out, and maybe it's one of those things where he's where he's like, I'm gonna, I'm gonna start killing people, whatever that thought process is like. So he starts way out in the middle of nowhere. Let me go out somewhere where I won't be caught. Nobody will see anything, And then as I get more comfortable with it,
Yeah.
I'll start, branching out. Maybe kill somebody in their own home or at the store or whatever.
Right.
I know one thing that I was going to say earlier, whenever it comes to like behavioral analysis,
Mm.
and like especially whenever you're doing like for like FBI agents, which obviously I don't have firsthand experience, but I've heard that randomness is often like the toughest thing, like with the DC sniper,
Yeah.
right? Literally was just killing random people.
Israel Keys, you familiar with him?
Recognize he was a serial killer, right? I recognize the name.
So I don't know that I want to tell you.
I've listened to a podcast. I just can't.
His whole thing was utter and complete randomness.
Right. Okay.
And he went years without being caught.
Yeah. Well, it was like with like Ted Kaczynski too. Like he just complete random acts of sheer violence, and but which I guess his were all bombs, but it was still just random places, like nowhere that you could connect back to any one individual. And I think like with a DC sniper, if you just start knocking down random people, unless they catch you in the act, there's nothing to pin you to, like nothing to pin that who could be doing this.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty confident that this is all the same man because of the victim pool.
Yeah.
Like it's a couple. Whether or not you believe Virgil and Katie were a part of the same murdering spree, it's still a man and a couple, or a man and a woman.
Right.
All of them were. But with the DC sniper, man, woman, young, old, doesn't matter.
It would. I mean, people that like I remember they were hanging sheets at gas stations because he was like picking off people at gas stations. People just passing through. I read a story of a guy that he wasn't even from DC. He was coming from like Virginia, and he was just passing through. Needed gas. Stopped at this random gas station. Gets shot.
Wow.
Gets killed. And his son was just like, yeah, he was just passing through getting gas.
You know a lot about that. I'd love to do an episode on the DC sniper.
It is terrifying because no one, like, you would hear the shot, you would see the body drop. That's it. It would be in a random place at a random time, somewhere in or around Washington, D.C.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wild.
We actually should cover that.
Do it.
I think I will.
Okay. Now we're going to get to the suspect.
Singular.
Wow. Suspect.
Okay.
The only real suspect authorities were ever able to focus on was a man named UL Swiney. Swiney was a small-time thief with a criminal background. He fit what police had already started to picture in their heads, even though they didn't have forensics or modern profiling to actually build a solid case around him. The biggest break seemed to come from his wife, Peggy Jo Swiney. She went to police and told them that her husband had confessed to being responsible for the Moonlight Murders. She reportedly gave details that investigators believed only someone involved in the crimes would know. She was also able to place him near the locations of the murders around the times they happened.
I mean, let's slap the cuffs on this fella and call it a night.
That's enough.
It's 1946, dude. If like, where else is she going to get this information?
Wow. Okay.
Let me guess. Have not read ahead. I don't know what's going to happen. Because I know no one was arrested for this. My guess is he probably forced her to start changing her story or saying something different, and spotlight was taken off him. That's my guess. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. I think he's going to scare her into rescinding what she has said.
Okay. On top of all that, she told police that UL knew the back roads and lovers lanes extremely well, that he was capable of violence, and that his behavior had become more unstable in the months leading up to the killings. At that point, with a terrified public and pressure building, law enforcement was quick to connect UL Swiney to the Phantom Killer. Texarkana police arrested him on a unrelated theft charge, and began building a murder case against him. But the case didn't hold up. Peggy Jo's story started to change. Details she had given earlier no longer matched what she was saying as the case moved closer to trial. Some of the information she provided had already been reported in the news by the time she went to the police, which raised questions about how much of it was actually firsthand knowledge.
Okay, well, if that's the case, if she's saying things that nobody but the killer would know, like that classic scenario, somehow, some way, she knows something. If she's saying things that are in the news, then maybe he's not the guy.
That's really like the key point that caused the case to fall apart. Because sure, like she was giving information. I never really found if it was actually true information or if it was just something police speculated. But everything she eventually, like her stories did change when UL was in prison.
Oh, okay.
And her stories changed to match what would have been available in the news or on papers.
Oh, yeah, she was probably just bullshit. He was probably abusing her, and maybe she was just trying to get him to go to jail forever.
Mm.
And I mean, that's I'm spitballing here. I'm not accusing Mr. Unel here of anything, but just saying, maybe that's what her thought process was.
Yeah. Well, beyond her testimony, there was nothing. No physical evidence, no witnesses, nothing that could directly tie UL Swiney to the murders. It's entirely possible he was responsible, but there was no way to prove it then, and there still isn't now.
And even if you do prove it now, I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine everyone involved in this story from start to finish has been long dead.
Yeah.
So
dead since at least the 80s, I would assume.
And I would say that's probably stretching it.
No.
If they're grown adults in the 40s, I mean, they're born in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. To this day, this case remains one of the largest unsolved cases in both Texas and Arkansas history.
Wow.
We don't know who did it.
Not a clue.
But it is so interesting because this is, again, like I'll say it again, Jack the Ripper, H.H. Holmes. Sure, they may have been like the first credited serial killers, but this is the first one that we can actually look back and really look at the pathology, really try to understand. Like you see the things that line up with modern serial killers.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what makes this one of the more interesting serial killer cases out there.
Well, and that it seemingly stopped after the woman, I forget her name, in her house escaped.
Yeah.
It's like that. Maybe that was the like, oh shit, I better quit because they're close to catching me type moment.
If you're like me, you don't really think that was the same person. I don't think it was.
It very well could not be. I mean, we have so little to go on. If this was the same person, they're damn good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're throwing you off the scent, making you think they're two different people. If it's two different people, then I guess this was just one of those things where.
Yeah. Or was the killer's ability just heightened because of incompetent police work?
I think that's also a very logical conclusion. Yeah. And I think that would be a logical conclusion for a whole lot of unsolved crimes.
That's true.
Back then and today.
Yeah. Zodiac. I mean, if all agencies got together, we probably could have figured out who the Zodiac was.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of communication.
Well, do you have any closing thoughts for this one? Anything you want to get out there?
I personally think this is the same person. You have similar caliber weapon, or maybe it's just a copycat, but I don't see that. I mean, that's a stretch for 1940s.
I don't know how common a 32 caliber pistol was.
I don't either, but I think for it to be as common as two people to just willingly execute somebody point blank like that,
no,
and for them to be operating in the same area at the same time in 1940s Texas, I think the odds of that are extraordinarily low. So I'm going to say this is the same person. I think the first two, they were just getting their feet wet. The last one, they branched out. I want to try something different. I want to, like, in their own home. And then it went south, and he was like, nope, I can't do this.
Well, playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
At this point, the town was locked down.
Mm-hmm.
Curfew was enforced. Everybody was scared. Everybody was armed. If this was the same person, Maybe he did a little research. He noticed this farm is out 10 miles from the city. Maybe this is what I have to do to get my fix. It didn't work out the way he wanted. He was like, okay, done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push it.
Could
Or
be.
maybe he moved to California and then started killing people out there as the Zodiac.
Maybe. Any theory at this point is a viable one because we don't have any information pointing to where this person may or may not have went or done after this. This could have been somebody in law enforcement.
Could have.
This could have been literally anybody. If it wasn't this Unel Sweeney guy, it could be literally anybody.
I'm going to do a quick live look up. Okay, so the Zodiac used a 22 caliber pistol and a 9mm pistol. So that would have been crazy if the Zodiac used a 32 caliber.
But I mean, it could be one of those things where he's
Yeah.
like, I have to switch up everything.
We're talking 20 years later. A lot can happen in 20 years.
Like, I can't be the same person. I have to have a different MO, different weapon, different caliber. I have to go about it different. Everything has to be completely different so they don't connect my past acts with now. And maybe that's what happened.
It is to me, it is so weird that this Phantom Killer targeted lovers on lovers' lanes, and then Zodiac did the same thing.
Yeah.
Could just be a crime of opportunity. Granted,
Could be.
people are at their most vulnerable out there.
I mean, maybe this was just somebody passing through.
Yeah.
I mean, these all happened in what, 2-3 months of each other.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's passing through. They're going through a field. They see two young kids. Are like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with these kids. I'm gonna pistol whip this guy. Fuck him up pretty bad, and then do whatever he did to the woman or to the young girl, and then he realizes like, oh, I just got away with it. The cops here are idiots. Like I just committed a blatant crime in front of two people who both saw me do it, and I got away with it. Then he escalates. He gets away with that. Escalates again, gets away with that, and then it just continues on. And then the last person that he tries to kill, he ends up failing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So that's why the killing stopped, because that lady lived. Obviously, I mean, she couldn't ID him, but he doesn't know that, right? Like, all he saw was a woman he just shot twice running away.
Yeah.
So he's maybe under the impression like, oh shit, she just saw me.
He just takes off. He just leaves.
Because he has no idea that she can't see, right?
You're right.
So maybe that's what happens. And then 20 years later, he resurfaces in California,
dude,
as a Zodiac killer.
We should actually pursue this.
It's an interesting theory. I'd have to learn way more, but right now I can't really poke any holes in it.
It seems entirely possible to me.
It does.
Of course, like I did the outline on this episode. I've read one book on it. Like I don't know the ins and outs of this one, but the Zodiac, I mean, that's one of the most famous serial killers in American history.
I would say it's probably the most famous serial killer of all time.
Wow. Okay.
Who are you putting over
Jack
Zodiac?
the Ripper.
The Zodiac's far more famous. You ask any person off the street who's the most famous serial killer, you're going to get Ted Bundy or Zodiac.
Dahmer.
Maybe because of that Netflix documentary.
Yeah. Gein now. Go listen to Ed Gein. That is my favorite episode we've ever done.
It's a good one. Yeah. I think that's my theory. My final thoughts are this was somebody either not local and just happened to be passing through, got away with a heinous crime, made the determination that law enforcement there is incompetent, ran with it, fucked up the last one, ditched town.
Yeah.
And probably went on honestly to keep doing this elsewhere and likely never got caught.
Yeah, you changed my mind a little bit with your theory, but I am just not 100% convinced that the same person is responsible for Virgil's death and Katie's attack. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know, and it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
If you were to tell me either one of those, if you were to tell me it was the same person, or if you were to tell me definitively it was not the same person, I would be equally as accepting of either one.
Again, like, of course, it is nearly a certainty that this was the same person, all of them, even if you exclude Virgil and Katie. But we have no forensics, no eyewitnesses. This could very well be 3 different men who attack people in the same way.
Yeah.
Could be. But we will never know.
Yeah.
We always end episodes like this with some big grand statement and then just say, oh, we'll never know.
We need to do one here soon that has a definitive ending where we can give our listeners like for sure concrete ending that
DC Sniper.
Yeah. He ended up getting.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Work on that.
All right.
Get it done.
It's on our list.
It is. Well,
there you go.
All right.
Interesting story.
Well, anything else?
That's all I got. A lot of unknowns for this one. And those are always my favorite because they're so open-ended.
Yep. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Tinfoil Talk. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. If you really want to help us out, please leave us a quick rating and review. That helps us so much more than you know. Tell everyone you know about this show. Tell everybody you know about this show.
Every single person you know, tell them about our show.
Yep. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube. Just search for Tinfoil Talk. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Until next time, grab a beer, put on your tinfoil. We'll see you soon.
Love you, bye.